What's shaking my Canadian bacon? And if you guys haven't heard that quote, well then it must be something here in Southwest PA. But what's up, everybody? It is Gen X Joe, and we are here in the Wherever I May Roam studio, and it is another week of the Youth Gone Mild podcast, and we have a double dose of denim interviews. 2 interviews, 1 week, absolutely zero apologies right here on the podcast where hairlines, yes, they fade, but music never does. For the second week in a row, I somehow ended up interviewing artists from French-speaking Canada. I hope I sounded French because, when I interviewed Rick Hughes last week of Sword and Saints and Sinners, I really dug the French accent. Mwah, French accent. That chef's kiss I just gave it. Speaking of kiss, this thought just popped in my head. What if there was a French kiss cover band? Would they call it French Kiss? I have no idea, but anyway, I got to get refocused. Sometimes I just go on these little tangents and everything else. Oh my gosh. Listen, sorry. Anyway, this week, we've got 2 founding members of one of the biggest rock bands in Canada right now, François and Junior from Atomik Train. I'm not going to pronounce their last names because I'm going to get it wrong. So we're just going to leave it at that. So it's François and Junior from Atomik Train. These guys came to introduce themselves to us here in the United States and anywhere else this podcast may wind up. And let me tell you, they did not disappoint. And when you get François and Junior together, it turns into a straight up comedy show. These guys just feed off of one another. I can only imagine what they're like on stage. But don't get me wrong. When it comes to music, they're serious as shit. Period. Hands down. And their self-titled debut album, check it out. It was produced by none other than John Webster, the man behind Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, Motley Crue, and a lot of other legends. There's 11 tracks on the album, and every single one is a killer with absolutely no filler whatsoever. I truly think this episode is going to make you a fan of Atomik Train if you are already not. But before we roll that train into the station for this interview, I have to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Celebrity Events by Lisa Gandia. If you are a musician or a band and you're looking for a booking agent, that is, Lisa is your person. She handles headline shows at casinos, theaters, concert halls, corporate events. She books nationally, and she works with a ton of venues here out in the Northeast. So if you need a booking agent, Lisa is your gal. Check her out at celebrityeventsrock.com. All right, here we go. I'm going to try my hand at French speaking one time here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast. All right, are we ready? Let's get this Le Train de la Folie running. So I think what I said was, let's get this crazy train running with my interview with François and Junior on the Youth Gone Mild podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for the first time it didn't work out. So thanks for rescheduling. I really appreciate that.
Oh, hey man, that's no problem. Things pop up, and to be honest with you, I don't remember if it was me or you that needed to reschedule. It's been a crazy week for me.
Well, no, that must be a good sign. So you're pretty busy with the podcast and everything. So where are you from, Joseph?
Just a little south of Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I know that. Well, if you can wait, we'll wait for François. But if
Yeah.
you have a busy schedule, I don't want to make you late or anything. It's just that he told me that he was arriving home and trying to connect in about like now. He's supposed to be connected.
Hey, the only thing I got to do is go back upstairs and get bitched out by my wife. So.
And he told me that he's in the waiting room. Are you seeing him?
Oh, wait a minute. Let me see here. All right, I admitted him. There we go.
Hey, man.
Yo.
Hey.
The lead singer is always late. It's always like that.
Hey, wait.
You know what? Are you sure that's not Axl Rose? Because he's always late.
There you go.
So, great. I got to thank both you guys for being here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast.
We're happy to be there. Thanks a lot, Joseph. And as I said, if you can ask a question about me and Francois will answer, that will be maybe funny also. Who knows what he's going to say.
You know what? The first thing I would like to do tonight is having fun.
There you go.
Make that podcast with you, Joseph and Junior.
Oh, well, I'm going to try to make it fun for you guys. We'll do that because I don't know what your ages are, but I'm old school, so nothing bothers me. I like to throw shit out there, and we'll just see how it goes.
I am old school too.
No, I'm 28 years old, but I'm okay with you guys. You're old, but I'm
28 years old. I remember 28. That was, and I'm not going to do the math, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but for me, it's brand new. I'm not 28. I'm 44. What?
Well, that's like somebody tells me to act my age. I'm like, you know what? I've never been 52 before, so I don't even know how to act.
You're right. I'm always 17 in my head, anyway. So.
Well, hey, at least you're a little mature than me. I still got that 13-year-old sense of humor with fart jokes and everything else. So.
Love that. I love that.
That's it.
So
that life is too short to why we're so serious. The Joker told that, but why are you so serious? But now we just make time to having fun, create the best energy for the people can hearing us on the podcast, can see us and having fun to see that podcast and hearing that podcast in the car.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Me as an American, we take things way too seriously here. That's just my opinion.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think we are the same. Simple guys, just having fun and giving everything we've got when we're on stage, and that's it.
Yeah, the same. We make love,
but not together.
No, not together. No.
Well, I had that thought come through my mind, and I'm like, I don't know these guys well enough to make that joke, so.
Man, please give yourself permission to say whatever you want, please.
When we play,
give us that gift.
All right, guys. Well, hey, let's talk Atomik Train, man. From what I understand, it was born right out of a collaboration between the both of you.
Exactly. Yeah. François and me have been playing together since 10 years now. We did all kinds of crazy shows, nudist camps, campings, big stages, parties, whatever.
At the end of the show, a lot of boobs, coming.
There's a lineup to be signed, So what can we do?
All those guys signing up with their T-shirts off. That's a dream of mine come true right there.
But we signed not a T-shirt. We signed the real boobs, man. It was incredible.
It's true story. Especially in the nudist camp, it was easy.
That's the best part of that thing is when you just take your time. Put your hand underneath the boobs, grab your pencil.
You should have seen him. It was so funny.
Draw the best line in your life.
Well, the thing is, and you have to do this next time, okay? you spell your name wrong and you actually have to have them come back so you can re-sign it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the other one, you know.
Yeah.
We're
You
ready
got
to
to
do that
satisfy the
one.
client. That's the way it is.
That's right. Hey, they're your moneymaker right there.
Exactly.
So your self-titled debut album, man, you had John Webster. He produced that, man, and he worked with Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, man, all legends. Man, what was it like? How did you wind
It,
up getting John?
it was, well, on the first thing, it was amazing working with John. First of all, we felt very fortunate to work with him. And we met him because François' first manager, Jean Lamotte, François made him listen to Back on Earth, a song that we already recorded, and he thought it was very good. He made it listen to Pierre Paradis, the rock guy here in Quebec. He's been in the music industry for like over 40 years, and he's working with us also, and we love him. And he introduced us to John. He was working with John with other artists like Lee Aaron and Boom Desjardins and Eric Lapointe and people like that. So John loved the song, so he mixed it before working with us. He sent us the mix to show us what he could do, and we were like, holy shit, this is what we wanted. Because we were at a really good studio, but the people that work on that songs particularly, it was not as huge as we wanted. But John made that happen, and then we said, "Man, we want to work with that guy." So what we did is that we already had 6 songs recorded in two different studios. And then we did the last 5 in Planet Studios in Montreal with John. He came from Vancouver to Montreal to work with us, and it was phenomenal to see him work on that board, and he was driving everything. He's a very good leader. He has a great vision, and you had to be ready when it was time, though. You got to move your ass. Pierre told us, do everything John says, and it's going to be amazing.
And I was listening to a couple tracks off of that, and man, I believe it's your latest, Supersonic Speedway, man. What a hell of a jam.
Yeah, Supersonic Speedway, it was funny because when I brought this to the guys, Francois wanted to play it, but the other 2 guys, they were like, it sounds a little bit like another song that we were playing, that I was playing with another band before Atomik Train. And it sounded a little bit like AC/DC, but we tweaked things around. I kept coming back with it, and eventually the guy said, "Okay, let's do it." And then I only had a couple of words here and there. I had the big riff when François screams, and then I worked on the intro, and I brought that to the guys. And one day, François and me, we decided to finish the lyrics, and so we had a lot of fun with that. He was
Yeah, we
Go
was
ahead.
working on the other song in the morning, but the to 9 until 12, and after that, Junior told me, "Okay, Frank, what we do now is do we work on that song And I said, "No way, man. Scratch everything. We work on the new one." And and that day, it brought the acoustic guitar, and we start to finish the lyrics that he said. And hearing that song, I I think we have something. Can you tell me if it's good or not, man? We can feel the intention, the feeling, the drive of our Atomic Train. Who is Atomic Train? Supersonic. I think Supersonic can tell you who is the
Yeah.
band.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, and it's one of my favorites. Certainly, I love all of the songs, but this one particularly is I don't know. The story is pretty good also, and the vision that I had was like, Sonic, the little blue thing that spins, and also the supersonic speedways. It was like, the I don't know if you ever played on Mario Kart,
Oh
there is
yeah.
one of the races that it's in space, and there's a lot of colors, and it's the road is colorful, and this was the image that I had writing all this stuff. And the story is about choosing yourself and believing in yourself. And when you start doing that, everything comes easier, and you're not just on the street, you're going on the highway, and even better, on the supersonic speedway. That was the idea that we worked on together, François and me. First song we did, though, it was hard. The first song we wrote together was Never Again. And I had sort of a Billy Talent riff. I wanted to do something in Billy Talent style a little bit, so I brought it to Francois, and we started working on stuff and partying and drinking and playing our hearts out in my basement here. And he was screaming all kinds of stuff. We have no limits. There's no ego. It's just we do our best to play the best, to write the best music and the best lyrics possible. And he said all sorts of stuff. And at one point he was saying never again, and I said that's the chorus. So we started with that, and then we wrote the story around it. And again, after that, I did the intro of that song. And but at one point, I didn't want to. I wanted to stop. I would take a break. But he said, "No, we're gonna finish this, and we're gonna do that." And I said, "Okay, man." So that's what we did, and we wrote the whole lyrics.
You know what, Joseph? The funny thing is, because every time we wrote, I'm just stand up and I'm speaking and blah 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 blah. I said everything and then I sing and when I see Junior do that, he lift the hands in the air. I stop speaking because I know now he have something to write. But that's the way we. After 10 years, we know together better than the first day.
We
The
know
day
each other, yeah, yeah.
know each other. But that's the funny thing. It's the pleasure to create. It's you put the white sheet on the table, but now we start scratch. Without nothing. That's the story. He start playing. He's a very good compositor, man. He brought the musical is man. On the guitar and on the piano, he's a piano man too, and he's a really good piano man. He did a piano recording, all of the album is very, very good. It's the Mystic Rain. You can hearing on the all of the platform, but when you play piano and play guitar, juniors, you can see when you just goodbye on the real real life. But after that, we can just imagine where is the world around that song, and the stories come in, and it's very fun to create. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna we're gonna rock the shit out of our instruments the next time. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Before I follow up with this next question, I just got to say, you should name Francois Sonic because, man, he is just like this ball of energy, man.
He is.
I
That's what
am.
I love about him, And the first time we met, I arrived late. I got a ticket because I wanted to be there on time. Because Francois, he did Star Academy, and I saw him on TV 20 years ago, and I was like, man, I'm gonna meet this guy. And the moment we met, we shook hands. It was I knew that we were going to do something together, and he felt the same way. So we started playing together. But I always loved his energy and his craziness, and also the we have the same love of music and doing shows and being crazy and having fun, but being smart also. Just crazy on a certain level, but pretty crazy. even
You know
so.
that's the way of music, man. You can't play music without that kind of energy. I think if you want to make rock and roll, because we are the rock and roll guy, but not always rock and roll. But the part of the life is not. We play rock and roll not because it's just rock and roll, because my kind of life is looks like rock and roll. When I saw Junior on the first time, and when he just bring it, I saw in his eyes, that's okay. This man can put me on my dream. You have to meet one people in life to know to understand you can reach that goal. It's
That dream,
crazy.
that goal, yeah.
You know it's very crazy to understand you can reach out. The thing is, work, 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 and work. Fight, fight, and fight. It's not if it's easy, everyone can do that. But now it's not easy. We just continue to fight. Okay, sometimes we need some break because we are a little bit tired. We have a lot of energy, you know, but the rest is we made we made us in the same place. It's fuck, man.
Every time we're together, it's yeah, it's crazy. And there's a lot of respect, but also you can see it in the videos. In two videos, I just push him, and just for fun, like boys, like, and he does the same also. And you don't bend over on your carrying your stuff on stage, and watch your back, man, because you're gonna get hit or something.
Man, man, when we were recording with John Webster, we rent
Mm.
a little apartment in Montreal, and that apartment was a garage in the past. But we were in downtown Montreal, but we work hard.
I wish to God I could be at one of your live shows, man. I mean, just the energy that I'm seeing and feeling, even with you guys just going back and forth, man.
Yeah, we would love to have you. And you know, soon we will go to the United States. We want to go there. We want to play there. So, but for now, we're working on a tour in Ontario, and so we were supposed to start playing with the Raps, Jacob the Raps. I don't know if you know him. He's a really really good guitarist, almost as good as Eddie Van Halen, the same style. And Pierre Paradis, that I mentioned earlier, is his manager. So, and we're working with Pierre, so we're trying to do something with him, but he was not available in the next months. But we will do something surely soon, and your site
It's
and everything.
funny you mentioned him because I actually interviewed him not too long ago and
Really?
got to see him in concert here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, yeah. He went to see you guys in the States. Yeah,
What a fantastic band that is. The guitar solos are absolutely killer. I mean, if you just close your eyes, you do not know if it's Jacob or if it's Eddie Van Halen on stage.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
He's
can understand.
amazing.
But you know what? It's very crazy because he was listening. His father loved Van Halen, but that's why he started to listening Van Halen when he put the vinyl. And when he heard that, he said, "What the fuck, man? I would like to play like that." And that's the beginning of the love of the rock and roll, man.
Absolutely. One thing I wanted to ask, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, I wanted to go back, and this one is for Junior. What does playing the piano give you creativity wise that the guitar doesn't?
I started playing the piano when I was 9. I watched the way it started is that I watched my father play the piano at a party at our home with other adults. I was 9 years old. I was watching this, and everyone was so damn happy, and it was like the songs of the 50s,
Hmm.
and a little bit, very energetic. But I don't know. I said to myself, that's what I want to do. And then I started playing piano, but I didn't know anything. So I watched him play and I tried to reproduce what he was doing. But very quickly, I wanted to create stuff. I did not enjoy that much learning all the notes. I took piano lessons, but this was not my thing. I wanted to create stuff. great composers play piano, it seems. But that was not what I was not thinking about that. But you know, I wrote stuff on the piano, and then I started playing guitar. I think I was 13 years old. I had two older brothers. I come from a family of musicians. My father played piano, tried to sing, but was not very good. My mother played guitar and sang, and both my brothers played guitar. And Steven, the one in the middle, I'm the youngest. He played drums, and Patrick was a lead guitar also. At first, I was on the bass, so I played bass, I sang, I played piano, and then the guitars. But when I have a piano, it's sometimes it's very energetic, but often it's like Mystic Rain. It brings me in the mystical world. I don't know. I like to play with hope and melancholy. Is it despair? You know, sadness and happiness together. I don't know why, but and then when
Yin
I
and
pick up
yang.
the guitar, sorry.
Yin and a yang.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, never too sad. It just, you know, it gets you to the heart. But then when I pick up the guitar, it's like all the drive. I like to play loud. Francois knows that, and I'm a lead guitar. We're all like this. Everyone tells us to. I think I'm getting better, but you know, on the guitar, it's really the drive, the distortion. You know, I'm an AC/DC fan, Van Halen fan, Ozzy Osbourne, so many great bands of the 70s, 80s, 90s, Led Zeppelin. So, but it's always my goal is always to optimize, to maximize the level of pleasure I'm having while I'm playing. That's it.
Junior, you mentioned it a little while ago. You had seen him on TV quite some time, and I'm probably going to get the name wrong of the show, but I'm just going to compare it to a show we had back here in the States called Star Search. And Francois was a finalist as a singer back in what, '03 or '04?
Yep.
Oh, three, yeah.
Three.
So how did that all come about? Was it just something you were like, you know what, I want to get my name out there? Were you performing in a band, or was it like a last minute decision to go on that show?
No, no. You know, a lot of part of my family told me I have to go there. You know, at that time, and no one knows what kind of TV show
It
it
was the
is.
first edition, Star
It's the
Academy.
first
Yeah.
edition on in Quebec at that time, but you know, I wasn't the plan. I was working, and I was I didn't play guitar at that time. My brothers played guitar at that time, you know, and I just grabbed my brothers to make that audition with me, and you know, just when I went there, and then I just hand. You know, when you get in the hotels and you see everyone, it's all a singer everywhere, but no one talk. No one talk. And I said to my brothers, okay, open the case. I'm going to grab my Jack Daniels, double Jack Daniels with it two ice, and we just put the party in because but I got, I have no one to lose at that time. But, you know, that's why they took me because he looked at me and he said, okay, you're not at that time, you don't have the big voice, but you have the 75% that everyone would like to have, you know. And for the TV, it's that personality, it's that's what we would like to have. But you know, I did that, and I finished to a finalist at the end of the show, but you know, I went 7 weeks in a home. Everyone sang very better than me, but more and more that the TV shows continues, I understand that no one had that heart. Do what you do, not play a game. Do what you have to play just for you, not for the other people. You know, you don't have to try to create someone who you would like to be. No, be who you are. So it's very hard to be who you are. It's hard because if you lose, did you do your 100% to make sure you can just at the end of the fight make I'm proud. I lose, but I'm proud. But the other one, you're gonna win because you learn. You know, that's the thing. And that TV show learned me that you don't have to win to understand why you do music. You have to do because you love that, and that's why when I just met Junior, these guys, just he is a real creator. He bring a lot of riff, and we did that album, and Joseph, it's crazy, man. We never know what music can bring at the people.
Your voice, man, it's intense, it's fiery, man, and it's raw. And you know what? To me, that's what makes a great singer and a great sound for a band.
I played a lot in the bar, 3 days after days, and and I don't know, my
Vocal cords.
vocal cords maybe is building is still.
Yeah, he's got a vocal endurance that I've never seen, and it's true. That's what I love about his voice. Also, it's very easy to identify. First of all, yeah, it resembles some people, Avenged Sevenfold. Some people tell us that, but the screams are amazing, and yeah, I think that with the music, it fits so well.
That's why we call us Atomic Train, man. It just bring of the intense time to make party and having fun.
And that's rock and roll right there.
Yep, yep,
And hey, I got to give you props too, man. Not only are you the front man, but you also play rhythm guitar.
yep.
Yeah, he does.
I love that too. But I bought a bass to try to I like to have some funny thing too in the same time sometime.
Nice,
Why not?
man. Nice. And and Junior, one of the things that I read about you, man, and I can see that or hear that, I should say, in your playing, they call you the Fingers of Fire.
Yeah,
Wh-
well, how can I say this? Um, when I play, I'm not playing notes. I'm telling a story. Santana, Carlos Santana. He was a violinist before. He played violin before playing guitar. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he played violin, and they asked him, why don't you play chords? You're always playing notes. He said, well, that's what I'm doing, and other people are going to do the rhythm. So he was very, and when he's playing, he says that he's not playing notes. He's saying a line in his head like everything's gonna be all right. No one knows that, but that's in his head. And in my way, I discovered this a couple of years ago, maybe, but I think in my own way, I'm always trying to get the feeling of something when I'm playing. So if I go back to the piano, if you listen to Butterflies on the album, I'm trying to reproduce a butterfly flying, and then two butterflies flying together, and sometimes in riffs it's the same thing. I don't know. I just need to feel so good when I play, and it has to almost hurt.
Yeah.
You feel so good doing that. You
Yes.
know,
Yep.
we love to the whole emotion of the not just the songs, not just what they mean, but the chemistry of the band and the fun we're playing. This is why we do this. We love rock and roll so much.
So what's next for Atomic Train, guys? I know we discussed a little bit about that.
Yeah, not on a break, but François is in Sept-Îles, and we've invested a lot of time and money in this project, and now we need to make more money again to move forward. But we're waiting on other songs and working on stuff. And as I said, we want to go to the United States, so we have to work on that also in the next months.
Well, I wish you guys the best of luck with everything you're wanting to do and you've already started on. And hopefully we can see you here in Pittsburgh or somewhere else in the United States, even if you don't make it out this way.
We would love that. And it's going to happen sooner than we think.
That's awesome news. Well, I don't know if girls in the Pittsburgh area will show you their boobs, though.
Oh,
Pittsburgh, no.
doesn't matter. We will try our best. Anyways.
Thank you so much for joining me here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast.
Thanks a lot.
Fun, Joseph.
All right, guys. Well, hey, man, like I always like to tell my audience, rock loud, live proud, guys.
Yeah, love that.
Here you go. Nice.
Thanks a lot, Joseph.
All right, folks. François, Junior, merci beaucoup. You absolute maniacs. Thank you for joining me here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast, where hairlines fade, but rock never does. So go on, check out Atomik Train's self-titled debut right now. And if you don't like it, honestly, it's on you. It's a great album. And if you are a musician or band looking for gigs, hit up Celebrity Events by Lisa Gandia at celebrityeventsrock.com. She books casinos, theaters, corporate events, basically anywhere they'll let rock bands in without a chaperone. She will book it for you. And merci beaucoup for all my listeners out there. Remember, rock loud, live proud. Peace out. Props everyone for listening to the Youth Gone Mild podcast. I'm Gen X Joe.